Shalom. It's Paul and Yeshua. Welcome again to the Rock. Had a brother message me, call me, let me know, hey brother, there are some people out there that do not like you because of the things that you're saying. And I get it. You know, since I've been running this channel and doing this channel, I've been speaking about a lot of things that happens in these churches, camps, ministries, assemblies, that a lot of people simply ignore. You know, the go along to get along game. And the reason why a lot of these things aren't brought up is because, you know, a lot of these groups run themselves in such a way that if you are, you know, everybody wants power, everybody wants to achieve the top. It's a pyramid scheme. Everybody's fighting to get up to the top because at the top of these groups, you know, you got all, you know, the men with the money and the women and the power and da-da-da-da-da. And at the bottom, y'all are just servants, and it is what it is. I'm not talking about servant to the Most High. Nah, you're just serving your leadership. That's all you are. You're there serving the leadership. And every week, I get a testimony of another brother that's come out of that mess and, you know, is serving y'all and keeping the commandments and, you know, really trying to do things for his family. And in doing things for his family, he's doing things for the greater community because of this faith. Because as every man gets stronger, you know, we all get stronger, especially as we're all growing. And that's what's happening right now. You know, we're networking literally from the West Coast, from Washington all the way down to the, you know, up to the north, you know, the Minnesota, Montana area, you know, down to the Ozarks and all the way down to the Carolinas. We got brothers networking. Beautiful. And a lot of these groups, you have to understand, they hate that. They hate when they see men doing this shit. What they want is they want subservient men that are going to help build their kingdoms. Think about it. All these groups have a face. Where's your face? Where's your face? Where's your name? Where's your inheritance for your children? Where that at? This is one of the reasons why I keep myself, my children, and my family from these groups. I'm just being real. Oh, you don't fellowship. No, we have plenty of fellowship. Plenty of fellowship. I fellowship with other strong brothers, other strong men that are doing this thing. You know, many of them want a homestead. Many of them are coming out to homestead. Many of them have wasted years of their life thinking that if they just did things, you know, the status quo, the way you see it on their traditional Sunday church. You know, you go to church, you say amen, you wave your hands a couple times, you pay your tithes and offerings, you sing the praises of your, you know, your favorite leader, and hopefully you get to ascend. But then they start reading the book for themselves. They start hearing things, and things start lining up, and they stop making, you know, what they're being told doesn't make sense. And they wake up. You got in these groups, you have, you know, wife swapping. You have adultery. You have men losing their inheritance. You have men paying for other men to live fancy, extravagant lives. And you have them all doing this thing under the idea and the auspice that they are serving the Most High. They really believe that. And meanwhile, you know, it's a constant revolving door in a lot of these groups. People leave, and then new people come in, and they're eager, and they're willing to spend money, and they spend their money, and then, you know, after they open up their eyes, you know, they're $5, $10, $15, $20,000, $50,000 in the hole. No, they don't give them that much money. And what do you get? Brothers coming out now, and man, I worked my ass off, and what'd you get? What'd you get out of all that? See, what I say is not popular. And I understand, and I've been talking it. I've been talking it. And I understand that a lot of people don't like it because that's what this world is. This world is about those at the top and those at the bottom. You have to excuse me, I got some dirt in my eye. Building a laundry room for the sisters, and I got some dirt in my eye. But this is really why I keep my family out of this mess. Because brothers, your sisters, your wives, your children, they are the weaker vessel. Especially your wives, brothers. And they're watching you. And I can't tell you how many men are in, have hit me, hey brother, I'm in jeopardy of losing my wife. But why, brother? What's going on? What's good? Well, she saw me being, essentially weak. Essentially, she saw me being a pussy, brother. She saw people talk to me like I was a dog. She saw people treat me like shit. She saw people talk down on me while they call it rebuke. And they just, they just took my damn testicles off of me. They unscrewed my testicles, put them in their bag, and walked off. My wife sat back and looked at this. I don't know how many of y'all see that movie Crash with, what's his name? Terrence Howard or whatever his name is. Light-skinned brother. And y'all remember that cop scene, Crash with Sandra Bullock. You remember that cop scene where the cop, groped dude's wife, and he just sat there and watched it. And she lost her respect for him. And a lot of y'all birds are dealing with that shit right now. Y'all dealing with your wives don't respect you because they done watched you in your favorite camp church ministry be literally deballed. You have become a eunuch to her. It's the same shit that happened in the Willie Lynched letters back in slavery. It's the same thing rehashed. What did they do? Willie Lynched letters. They would tar and feather a strong brother in front of the slaves, especially the female slaves, in front of the children. They'd tar and feather him. They would tie his arms and his legs to 4 different horses, each limb to a different horse. And then they would light them on fire and have the horses pull in each direction and watch, and all the children and all the women watch this man be destroyed in front of them. And basically what it was is, they can't protect you. These men can't protect you. So you need to come to, and what happened? The women started to depend on who? The master. Same thing you see in today. What do the women depend on? They depend on government. They don't depend on you for the word, do they? How many of y'all brothers, how many of y'all teach your family at home, and how many of you sit your wife in front of your favorite man, your favorite leader, and that's all she does? And she watches this man preach the word, and you got the nerve to be like, well, she won't submit to me. I'm supposed to be the priest of the home, but yet every Shabbat you sit her ass down in front of another man. That's why on the live streams on my channel, I tell every one of y'all sisters, unless you have the permission of your husband, don't listen to me. How many of these groups? No, these groups ain't doing that shit. They ain't gonna do that. They ain't gonna do that. This is the issue that we have going on today in this faith. It's a bunch of bullshit. And I'm just gonna keep it real. I'm sorry to say it that way. You have a lot of wickedness taking place. And they hide it behind, let me go find a verse. Let me go find a verse in Acts 4. Let me go find a verse over here and find a verse over there. And I'm gonna develop a whole doctrine on one verse. One verse. And my question is simple. Where is that in the law? Well, there's a better way. I'm doing it better than you. Okay, where you said in the law? Reminds me of them cats, back in, years ago when, people were talking about polygyny, and there was the whole permissive will versus the perfect will. Well, you're not doing the perfect will. I'm doing the perfect will of Yah. Now you got people saying shit like a higher level of holiness and all sorts of made up things that people are saying, and you got people chasing stuff. You got men literally selling out their inheritance, selling out their daughters, selling out their sons, selling everything out to try and appease a man. When you have Yah. Reminds me of Israel. Israel always wanted, that we seen the nations, you wanted a king. Today we see the Christian church, and most of us came out of Christian church. So what do we want? We want somebody we want a passer, just like Massa. We want a shepherd. We want somebody that's just gonna, hold our hands. And we have a shepherd, a good one, Yeshua. I have a master, Yeshua. We have elders, and we have righteous elders. And I thank the Father for the men that He has set in my life that have been able to help teach me and help show me the things that I needed to see. But one thing about these elders is these elders that I know, they ain't ever said, hey, give me your stuff. Hey, give me your children. Hey, let your wives sit in front of me. My elders, the ones that I know, they always made sure that they talked to me. They didn't want to get in front of my wives. That's the same way with the brothers that I converse with. We don't sit in front of each other's wives. They don't see me. They don't see the men. Or if their husband is being taught something or learned something. I remember a time, and hey, this is my channel. I'm being real. A couple years ago, I got a bad situation, and my beloved brothers, Brother Andre and Brother David, came to me. I woke up in the morning, I came out the tent, and I was like, what's good, brothers? They're like, hey, come here a second, brother. They didn't start reaming me and correcting me for something I was wrong. They didn't do it in front of the sisters. They pulled me off to the side when nobody else saw it. They had a conversation with me, let me know where I was wrong, what I needed to get right. And I accepted that, and I received that. See, they didn't want to shame me in front of the sisters, because they weren't about shaming, they were about building. And they did. I went back and apologized to Sister T, Sister Tanisha. And I'm just keeping this shit real because it's past time for all this. This is why I keep my mind out all this mess. This is why I teach them. I read. We fellowship with other brothers and other sisters. They have a sisters chat that they could go to and glean from other righteous sisters. Here's the funny thing about the sister and brothers chat is the sisters and brothers chat that we have that is usually if the brothers in the brothers chat, the sisters in the sisters chat. That's how we roll. And we all understand, hey, we run our houses differently. We all run our houses differently, and ain't nothing wrong with that. You trying to tell me that every household and every tribe ran their house the same way? Come on. See, we messed up. And now we got a lot of shit going on in the faith right now, and a lot of people are being hurt, and a lot of y'all are messaging me, brother, I'm scared that if I can't, I'm telling you this, but, don't say nothing because if the leader finds out, I might get put out the church. Well, if you seeing shit that's wrong, why are you worried about that? If you seeing things that are wrong that are anti-Bible, if you're reading your book and you're saying, man, this stuff just ain't right. Why are you sitting there for? Why are you sitting there seeing things wrong and not gonna say nothing? Man, y'all better protect your households. While all y'all doing all this gun training and I got preps for this and preps for that, yet the snake, the enemy, the one who's really assaulting you is not the one that you were worried about that's gonna come, and when the shit hits the fan with his gun. The one you need to be worried about is the one that's trying to take authority of your household. The one that's deballing you, making you a eunuch. And y'all know what I'm talking about because a lot of y'all brothers, y'all come out this shit and you be like, man, my wife don't even respect me no more. Well, of course not. She just watched you for a year or 2 or 3 or 5 be treated like a punk. She don't see strength in you. It's like the movie Crash. It's like the Willie Lynched letters. She realized you have no power. You were willing to give your power away unquestioning. Unquestioning. Well, I'll stay with you as long as you stay with this camp, this group, this ministry. That makes you a servant of the group. Not a man. You're a servant. Read your book. Read what the law say. I have to go and get their permission to get married. And then when you leave, the family, the wife and the children stay. What does the Torah say about that? That means you're a servant. You asked the father's permission? If he's in the faith, did you ask his permission? No, I can't. I have to ask them and their permission. See, I had my fill. I've maintained my peace and my quiet. I talk about these things in my live stream, but I'm at a point now where it hurts to see y'all brothers lose everything you got. And now, as the system's falling apart, Now, as a society's falling apart, now that you ain't got no job and you spent all your money trying to fund something, now that you're out of that mess, now well, what do I do, brother? I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know, brothers. Keep at it. Keep working hard. Communicate with other brothers that are in your area, and maybe, it could be something that you can work out with them. But a lot of us are, us, it was me at one point, dug holes, trying to get somebody to like you, trying to get another man to approve you, trying to be a man pleaser, and you weren't a Yah pleaser. You spent all your time trying to get some man to tell you that you're going to go to the kingdom. But Yah never said that you were going to go to the kingdom. You put the traditions and customs of men over the commandments of Yah. You traded in your manhood. You traded in your preeminence. You traded in what Yah gave you as a man for the hope that somebody might like you. Look at you now. So many men today think that they're going to hell because I'm not part of this group anymore. They said I'm going to hell. And I look at you, I'm just like, dude, you really believe that shit, don't you? Are you breaking the law? Well, no. Are you in sin? Well, I'm striving not to be. I repent when I do mess up. So what are you tripping on? I just feel like I'm going to go to hell because that's what they said. I don't know. I'm appreciative that, I'm getting these emails, but at the same time, it hurts to see so many men in these situations. You're ran by women, you're ran by your pastor, you're ran by, the Bible says, and the book says, children shall be their oppressors, women shall be their oppressors, and children rule over them. One of those ways. Instead of running your house, everybody else is running the house. Your pastor's running the house. The elders are running your house. Your bishop's running your house. Your teachers are running your house. Your wife's running your house. Your children are running your house. The government's running your house. And the last person on that list is you. Meanwhile, you sit back and watch your wife honor some other dude in a way she never honored you. Have a deep reverence for another dude. That's her man of Yah. And if that's her man of Yah, what the hell are you, brother? I'm going to finish these joists. Because one beautiful thing about this, that the sisters, they ain't looking at no other man. They're looking at the one that Yah gave them, the one that they are one with. And I thank the Father that I'm in this position. And that I don't have to fight any other system or any other person to be one with my wives. To lead my wives, my household. I don't know. Bless y'all. I'm out.